Okay, so let's discuss the results of Super Tuesday yesterday and the implications going forward. So it seems two things are very clear after yesterday. Sanders does not do well with the black vote. He does okay with the younger black vote, but one of the other things that we saw yesterday that remains to be true is young people don't get out and vote. The whole, Bernie galvanizes the young folks to get out of their homes and go vote. It doesn't seem to be true. Okay, he may be galvanizing young people on the internet. He may be getting them more involved, but for some reason or another, they don't go vote, and that remains to be true. And that is evident in the black vote because he does get some of the younger um, black people to vote for him, but in general, young people aren't voting as much as the older demographics, and the older um, demographics in the black vote do not vote for Bernie, and this is a huge problem for him. And this is clear as Biden just ran away with it in many of the states where the large number of the voting bloc, the Democratic voting bloc in the states, are black voters. I mean, Biden crushed in Alabama, Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and then he even won states where the Democratic voting bloc isn't as black in Minnesota, Texas, and Massachusetts. And he won big in all those southern states, which was really a given. Anyone paying attention to this would know that. But this is a huge problem for Bernie Sanders going forward. Bernie seems to get the Latino vote. That's one thing definitely he does get, but it wasn't enough to win him Texas. Let's say, I mean, he gets the Latino vote, but it still wasn't enough to give him Texas. Biden still won there. Um, so I mean, yeah, Bernie won California, um, and he won a large portion of the Latino vote in California. But overall, the night belonged to Joe Biden. It's clear to see, and going forward, we really got to pay attention. What we really have to pay attention to are the swing states, the purple states in the general election, that many of them are still to vote in the primary, because these are the states that really are going to, the election versus Trump are going to hinge on. We're talking Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Florida, these states. And, if Biden or Bernie, wins by a big margin in those states, that will really, really give you a good indication of who is better suited to beat Donald Trump. I hate the whole everybody supports. If they support Joe, they say, "Oh, no other candidate can beat Trump besides Joe." And if you support Bernie, you're saying no candidate besides Bernie can beat Trump. These are both don't do us any good. We're yet to see who is best to beat Trump. Like I said, we'll know. I think we'll really, really know more once these swing states vote in the primary. But also, we really won't know until there's a definitive candidate for the Democrats, whoever wins the nomination, and then the GOP and Trump starts their attack on that candidate. We don't know how nasty this is going to get. I mean, it's going to get nasty, and there's going to be some things that are pulled out of the closet that we may not be aware of at the moment. So that argument is pointless to me. Everyone thinks that their candidate is the only candidate that can beat Trump. I heard the same thing from the Yang Gang, Bloomberg. I hear the same thing from Tulsi supporters. So, that really will show us once these swing states start voting in the primaries. But, back to the whole demographic voting, the Democratic candidate is not beating Trump unless they get large swaths of the black vote out to vote for them. And Bernie just doesn't do that. He does not do that. The younger people don't vote, it seems. They still don't vote, and they're probably not going to vote come the general. So that means we need to mobilize in terms of targeting the younger or the older voters, the voters who, the moderates who can't see themselves voting for Bernie per se. This may be our path to beating Trump. We will see.